Hello and welcome, I'm Arumba, thank you for joining me. Let's play some more Khan of Khans as Khagan Kachi the Victorious of the peaceful Mongol Empire. So we're about to finally beat up our father's former rebeller guy. What is this thing? This is retinue, apparently. Yes, we inherited a retinue, that's right. And we also own this thing, which should be part of the King of the West. And yet I believe there was some reason why we weren't allowed to grant it before. Let's see if that's still the case. It is not. We can get rid of it. Let's get rid of it. It's great. Okay. We have a direct vassal here in the Duchy of Pereyaslav, which is a created duchy. So this guy, being our direct vassal, is going to want control of it. And he's ambitious, so he's very upset about it. It's fine. We'll just transfer vassalage of that count. Should be at the top. Count of Pereyaslav. There we go. Cool. Okay, so he should be happy now. Now, this duke, I actually would prefer to, to be underneath the King of the West. But we are in the midst of plotting to kill the High Chief of Kiev, which was this guy. And we'll just work our way through all these dukes until it gets spread out the way that I want it. But we might get caught. We might piss some people off. But most people are pretty happy with us. Most of them are at least, positive 50 or so. We've got a lot of wrong government type that we've got to deal with. We've got the large feudal tax, which I'll probably get rid of after the realm stabilizes a bit. But I need to get this next tax law, or this next tribal organization law passed first. So if we lower feudal taxation, get that opinion boost, then it'll take us an extra 5 years to adopt feudalism. So we'll just have to deal with the issue as it is. It's fine. Now, I want to form the rest of the duchies up here, so that we don't have these direct vassals. To do that, we'll need to attack Ugra. So let's go ahead and start a few next wars. We're going to do the invasion of Perm. We're going to talk to you. We're going to do the invasion of Perm. We'll talk to you and do the invasion of... He's currently revolting against his... That's fine. We'll try, and if he succeeds, then we'll end up conquering him. If he ends up getting conquered by his liege, then that's fine. The war will just invalidate. We're not going to attack Rus. Or Rus, because they have those event spawn troops, and I'll just ignore them for now, until we get a little bit stronger again. We'll do the invasion of Rus, and over here, now you are allied with a bunch of people, this guy is as well. Let's try to avoid having too many wars where there's like a ton of allies. Trebizond is apparently independent. No, you are under the Queen of Trebizond, who lives here. Oh, okay, you own a little bit of land down there. Oh, that's kind of messy. How strong is Georgia? 2,000 men. Wow. Alright, well. Do the invasion of Georgia then. And let's do the Georgian revolt as well. Alright, that ought to do. We could attack these guys as well, but I think this is a decent amount. It's a few. And even though we do have the vassal levies raised too long penalty with some characters, I feel comfortable at this point with raising up the vassal levy. Alright, so let's get this all together. So you guys are going to resolve this war. We're going to raise this army here. The Sistan revolt. Things are happening within inside our country that are not ideal, but whatever. And this is again why I want to have our kings, because then we will be able to raise levies a lot easier. Let's have you all rally here. This is the army of Cumania. We'll raise it up here. That way we can immediately get to war with Ugra, end that war quickly. And you guys are going to come together down here. It's only 2,000 men, really quite sparse. Have you guys come up there. Let's grab you as well. We'll raise you over here. Rally in a central location. And you're a direct count that belongs to this duchy, which we can create, and we do own most of. Which kingdom would this be part of? Okay, mentally, every time I load the game up, I've got to remember. Okay, so we've got King of the North up here, including Rus. I think Rus was part of it. Yep. It was going to go up to Finland, Sweden, Norgi, all that. And then we have the King of the West, which is Ruthenia, Alania, Tarika, Wallachia, Hungary, Poland, Bohemia, Bavaria, Germany, etc. So the King of the South, West, is Kiev, Persia, And I've got to decide, does Georgia fall within Kiva Persia, this thing down here? Or does it fall within this guy? I'm going to say... Well, the thing is, the king of the southeast, if I don't give him some land westward, then he's not going to have any way to connect. Bring his troops over. So if we just isolate him over here, then this army is going to be pretty useless for us, aside from putting down rebellion. And I do want to have somewhat clean borders. I guess he'll just be useless. Whatever. Just make it a massive king. King of the south. Let's just do 3 kings. King of the north, king of the west, king of the south. South will get all of Africa and all of India, including Jerusalem, Syria, Mesopotamia, Persia, Afghanistan, Baluchistan, all of this. So Georgia is officially part of the king of the west, so we'll create that duchy. We'll go find our king of the west, who's the king of Wallachia. We will grant him the duchy of that thing, High Chiefdom of. Yep, sounds good. Okay. He's getting a little bit stronger. This guy is actually not... He doesn't have the right liege. Sistan. Sistan. How on earth did that happen? It's annoying. It'll all get straightened out eventually. Don't worry about it. Back up to speed 4. Annual autosave. For some reason, happening December 20th. Or something. Alright, so this guy is the guy who's revolting. And if we don't siege him down soon, there's a pretty good chance that we won't get that province. How on earth did we get that province? Whatever. So we'll go siege that one first. Sounds like we've won a battle. We'll start camping out in Georgia with part of our army. And another one up here. We'll park them both in the same province for now. You should invest in new technology. I agree. Let's get some castle infrastructure. Hey, see, this is one of the events. People are always asking me, like, so why is it that high stewardship characters is important? This event is tied to your state. I believe it's, I can't remember actually off the top of my head if it's state or personal stewardship, but I think it's state stewardship affects the likelihood of this event firing. And it's a character event, so each character has a chance of having it fire. The more characters you have and the higher their stewardship, the more likely this event is to fire, which is exactly why so much of this has become Mongol. Each character has a pretty good chance. So Chui, which is one of our provinces, wherever it is, let's find it, it's Chuy, right there, becomes Mongol. So instead of being culture Altaic, it'll become Mongol. And now we'll have no revolt risk in provinces like that. So revolt risk in general should be coming down quite a bit. We'll eventually be done with rebellion. Eventually. Alright. Let's gather you guys all up to there. Oh my god, that winter. Oh my god, severe winter. Oh, jeez. I can't wait to be done with these these severe winter provinces up here in the north. There is no winter's map mode in this game, unlike EU4. Ugh. Ugh. Just lost like 4,000 men. Please tell me we still have enough to siege that province. That's all that really matters. Many men will die in the conquest of others. We'll adopt the Marshall's ideas. Sure. We actually have a little bit of money. What kind of titles can we create? There's a few duchies. Duchy of Azerbaijan. That is a kingdom of the south, which we don't have a southern king yet. We will very shortly. Very excited about that. Assuming that the supply here is good and there is no winter, I sure hope. It takes so long, so very long to form up your troops. Okay, some guy is attempting to promote vile heresies. How should I use this information? Okay, expose him and denounce him publicly. You're trying to spread your vile heresy. You are my direct vassal, and you live in this province. Which is part of the Kingdom of Kiva, which is going to be part of the Southern King. So, we could just create these two duchies and be done with that. Problem, I don't want to create the duchies yet. We'll just keep it to ourselves. I don't want to create it until, because this problem here, where I've got to murder the Duke to get control of the duchy so that I can grant it to the king, is a workaround. I'm working around the fact that you cannot transfer non-de jure duchies to kings. It's an annoying feature that they added in a year ago or so, and it just makes vassal management annoying. That's why it's an annoying feature. I really don't like it. I disagree with it. I feel like you should be able to just give land to whoever you want, which is basically why I do what I do. I play the way that I want. I give out duchies. If you give them directly, you can't. That's what's so stupid of it. You can't transfer vassalage to non-de jure kings. You can grant the duchy, but you can't transfer vassalage. Don't ask me why, because there is no reasonable explanation. But, you know, that's why. So if I create the duchies then I'll have to kill the people to get them back, because I won't be able to transfer them to the king of Persia. But if I wait until we have a king of Persia, then I create him, then I grant the kingdom or the duchy directly to the king, then those vassals will be beneath him. So that's why we're holding off on doing it. And also, it's not a terrible idea to have a few duchies that you can create in reserve in case you have a sudden succession and you need like 2,000 prestige pronto. Okay, you are moving into Bryansk, which is fine. That means you're avoiding my army. You need an educator. Our son. He's not our heir. Our heir is Chaghagan. So we'll have you educated still by... I suppose we'll do it ourselves. Why not? We don't need the opinion yet. Them autosaves take forever. Alright. Come on. I want to beat this guy. I'm sure we'll have another adventurer within no time. And how much fun will that be? Okay, we just made that guy like us better. Let's go find, are there any factions? There is an independence faction. Let's go find you. You live here, your capital's here. Let's go improve relations with him then. At this point, it's more important to try to knock the faction leaders out. Even though he's 66. He's not very likely to live much longer, but... any faction leaders we can knock out, the better. Just reduce the likelihood of another succession or big war. Okay, so we already have 100% against you. Great. Let's go ahead and offer peace. And go up that way. We'll hold on to this for a second since we have 7 out of 7 personal domain. There's no problem. Hey, it's the Orthodox Uprising. And not a huge rebellion. We can handle that pretty easily. Finally, we're back up to positive war score with this guy. I don't remember, actually, if we ever went negative. Keep using Europa Universalis 4 keyboard shortcuts, because reasons. I'll have that army merging down there. Georgia only has, it looks like about 1,200 men. If we just kind of avoid this army and move around in siege, eventually we'll end the war with Georgia, we can bring these guys up there, and then we'll fight that 35. Meanwhile, we're sieging this guy. And you are occupied by Ugra. It's not very nice of Ugra, is it? 61%. Let's pile you on up there. Actually, no, we got more holdings here, so we'll go down here. I expect he's going to make us push him all the way to a full occupation. Actually, beat him. He's a very stubborn man. Hey, 100%. Let's make sure we have top holding occupied. We do not. I don't want him as a vassal because he's Sunni. So we'll wait until we occupy Kalat. Our son is now temperate. Very nice. 2.5% per tick. That's very slow. Of course, we're playing in the year 1260. Normally, when I play Crusader Kings 2, I usually start in the earliest start date, where fort level is very, very low, and all the sieges are much, much faster. It's quite fun. But this is still fun, too. We have a nephew. He's not of our blood, so we don't get opinion from him, I'm mostly sure. Yep. So I suppose it's always nice. It's always good to have some more military commanders. So we'll have him trained by someone who can maybe make him to a military guy. Okay, waiting on that siege. Engage her in a theological debate. Excellent. I don't know about you, but I didn't read that event, did you? Alright, one forced peace. And he's gone, the bastard. Bastard is dead. The kingdom, or the duchy of Baluchistan, we don't want to create. Search the realm for men who are not in prison, who are any marriage, not a ruler, yes our culture, yes our religion, not yes an adult, not a great house, sort by stewardship. And we will grant the bottom 3 holdings. Like so. Since those 3 will be the last 3 we acquired. And now we're done. And this army can go help out in Georgia. That's the death of an old man. What a jerk. Okay, temple vassal opinion. Sure. Take that. He's going to try to immediately siege that back. Which is actually fine, because if he takes it... Which is one of the things that's kind of cool. You know, in Europa Universalis 4, when you siege a holding, it takes like maybe 6 months for the garrison to recover. In this game, when they take it back, they're going to kill all the defenders, and we can go in, when we siege it again, we get money. You don't actually get anything aside from the occupation in EU4. In this game, you get money. So, them taking it back doesn't really harm us. There will be no garrison, we just move right back in, siege it again, get more money. We also have another chance at getting more prisoners. So, it's actually perfectly fine. If they want to keep playing the trade occupation game, as long as it's their territory that we're trading occupation for, it'll work out just fine for us. Of course, we are losing a few men to attrition and stuff. That's just the cost of doing business. Alright, cool. Well, I'm going to take a short break here. I do look forward to seeing you in the next video, where we will hopefully wrap up... Well, it's not going to wrap up anytime soon, but eventually we'll fight the Holy Roman Empire and Byzantine Empire. It'll be quite fun. So, thanks for watching, everyone. See you soon.